I'm recording this because I need someone to know what really happened out there. The news, the police reports, they don't tell the whole truth. They can't. How do you explain that your best friend since middle school became a monster? How do you tell anyone that you had to? I should start at the beginning. Last Friday, when we were all still alive. "Babe, did you pack the bug spray?" Jess called from the bedroom, while I shoved another flannel into my backpack. "Already in the car," I said, grinning. 6 of us, 3 days in the mountains, just like we'd talked about since high school. Jessica appeared in the doorway, blonde hair and a messy bun, wearing my old football jersey. Even after 4 years together, she still made my heart skip. Prom king and queen, they'd called us. Like some cheesy movie. But God, I loved her. "Tyler texted," she said. "Everyone's meeting at his place in an hour." Tyler, my best friend since we were 12. He'd been planning this camping trip for months, ever since we all graduated college. One last adventure before, as he put it, real life ruins everything. The drive to Tyler's apartment felt like every other Friday. I wish I could go back to that car. I'd turn around. I'd make up some excuse. Anything. But I didn't know. How could I know? Tyler bounded over as we parked, all energy and grins, 6 feet 3 inches of pure enthusiasm. The royal couple graces us with their presence. "Shut up," I laughed, pulling him into a hug. He squeezed back hard. He always did. Tyler was like a golden retriever in human form. Loyal, excitable, always happy to see you. At least, that's what I thought. Mark and Lisa emerged from the apartment carrying a cooler between them. Mark, stocky, bearded, still wearing his EMT uniform from his shift. They'd been together since sophomore year of college, that comfortable kind of couple that felt like they'd been married for decades already. Sarah and Derek pulled up just as we finished loading our gear. Sarah hopped out first, red hair catching the sun, freckles visible even from across the parking lot. Derek followed, pushing his glasses up his nose. The newest couple in our group, only together about a year. But Derek had been Tyler's roommate all through college, and Sarah had clicked with us immediately. We'd been doing trips like this since high school, the 6 of us against the world. Nothing could touch us when we were together. Jesus, I was naive. "Convoy style," Mark suggested. "I'll lead. I know these roads." "I call middle," Tyler said quickly. "Nathan, you bring up the rear." "Sure, man." If I'd known why he wanted me in the back, if I'd known he was already planning the order. 3 hours later, we emerged into a clearing deep in the national forest. Tyler had found this place. Crow's Hollow, the sign had read. A meadow surrounded by towering pines, a stream running along one edge, mountains rising in the distance. Not another soul for miles. This is incredible. Sarah jumped out of Derek's car, spinning in a circle. We fell into our usual rhythm. Mark and I handled the tents. Tyler and Derek gathered firewood. The girls unpacked supplies. By sunset, we had a good camp going. Fire crackling, camping chairs circled around it, cooler of beer within easy reach. "Now this," Tyler said, raising his beer. "This is living." To us, I finished our usual toast. We clinked bottles, drank deep. The fire popped and sparked. Somewhere in the dark, an owl called. Tyler told the same story he always told, about the time in 10th grade when he'd tried to impress Ashley Morrison by doing a backflip off the diving board and belly flopped instead. We laughed like we always did. but something felt different tonight. You know what's weird? Tyler said suddenly. He was on his 4th beer, maybe 5th. We've known each other for what, 10 years? More? You and me since middle school, I confirmed. Right. And we know everything about each other. Every embarrassing story, every success, every failure. That's what friends do, Lisa said. Yeah, but... Tyler stared into the fire. Do we really know everything? Where's this going, Ty? Mark asked. Tyler shrugged. Just thinking. Like we all have secrets, right? Things we don't tell anyone, even best friends. A weird silence fell over the group. The fire crackled. The owl called again, closer this time. Everyone has secrets, Tyler insisted. His voice had taken on an edge I didn't recognize. Everyone. Dude, you're being weird, I said. What brought this on? Tyler looked at me across the fire. For just a second, something flickered in his eyes. Something I'd never seen before. Then he smiled. That same easy grin I'd known for a decade. Nothing, man. Just campfire thoughts. You know how it is. But the mood had shifted. By 10 o'clock, people were making excuses to turn in. We banked the fire, said our goodnights. 3 couples retreating to 3 tents. Jess curled against me in our sleeping bag. That was weird, right? Tyler? Probably just drunk, I whispered back. Nathan, promise me something. No secrets, not between us. Ever. No secrets, I promised. Another lie. We all had secrets. And Tyler knew. I woke to screaming. Not regular screaming. This was agony. I shot up, fumbling for the tent zipper. Jess grabbed my arm. Stay here, I said, finding my flashlight. I burst out of our tent just as Derek emerged from his. Tyler was already up, standing by the dead fire pit, fully dressed. What the fuck? Derek said. The screaming had stopped. The silence was worse. Mark? I called. Lisa? Nothing. We moved toward their tent together. I reached for the zipper, my hand shaking. I yanked it down and shined my light inside. Lisa screamed. Pure terror. She was pressed against the far wall of the tent, covered in blood. So much blood. And Mark's throat was... Jesus Christ, I can still see it. Oh fuck. Derek stumbled backward. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Help me, Lisa sobbed. Please, somebody help him. But there was no helping Mark. Whatever had torn his throat out had done it with brutal efficiency. I heard Jess and Sarah approaching, heard the moment they saw. Sarah's scream, Jess retching in the bushes. We have to go, Derek was saying. We have to get out of here, call the police. With what? Tyler asked. He still sounded so calm. No cell service, remember? That's when I saw it. The knife. A hunting knife. Just lying there beside Mark's body, covered in blood. That's Mark's knife. Sarah pointed with a shaking hand. I saw him sharpening it earlier. Someone took it. Used it on him, Tyler said. Who would... Stop it. Jess stepped forward. We need to get Lisa somewhere safe, then figure out what to do. We helped Lisa out of the tent. She could barely walk, shock setting in. We huddled by the dead fire pit, trying to make sense of the impossible. We walk, I decided. 5 miles to the main road. We can flag down a car. The keys, Sarah said quietly. The car keys. They were in Derek's jacket, in the tent. A frantic search followed. All our keys, gone, every single set. Dawn was breaking. The woods pressed in on all sides. What had seemed peaceful yesterday now felt like a cage. We packed light and started down the dirt road. Derek in front with a walking stick, then Sarah, then Lisa, then Jess. Tyler behind her, me bringing up the rear. 1 mile, 2. The woods were silent. No birds, no insects. "Wait," Sarah said suddenly. "Listen." Footsteps. Off to our left, keeping pace with us. "Run," Tyler said quietly. "Everyone run." We ran, branches whipping at our faces, stumbling over roots, the footsteps multiplying, seeming to come from all directions. A clearing ahead. We burst into it, gasping, and stopped. Our cars. We were back at our cars. "That's impossible," Derek panted. "The road only goes one direction." I looked at Tyler. He was smiling. You knew we were going in a circle. "The road forks about a mile down," he said casually. "Easy to miss if you're panicking." "Bullshit." Derek stepped forward. "You led us back here on purpose." The shot was impossibly loud. Derek looked down at the spreading red stain on his shirt, confused. Then he fell. We all turned to stare at Tyler, who was holding a flare gun. But it was a flare gun. It shouldn't have, unless he'd modified it. "Tyler," I breathed. "What did you do?" "What I've been planning for months," he said, tossing the gun aside and pulling out another knife. "Years, really, since high school." Sarah rushed to Derek, pressing her hands against the wound. "Why?" Lisa asked. "Tyler, why?" His face twisted into something ugly. "Nathan, tell them about your scholarship, the full ride to state. You know who else applied for that scholarship? Who had better grades junior year until his dad left and he had to work 2 jobs. But no one cared about that, did they? While perfect Nathan gets everything handed to him. Tyler, you never told me. And Mark, starting quarterback. You remember who was supposed to start, Lisa? Who worked every summer, every practice, only to get benched because Mark's daddy knew the coach. So you killed Mark. I couldn't process this. Because of high school football? I killed Mark because I could, because after 10 years of being everyone's happy friend, everyone's comic relief, I realized something. No one ever really saw me. You all saw what you wanted. Good old Tyler. Reliable Tyler. Third wheel Tyler. We were friends, Jess said. We loved you. You loved the idea of me. Do you know how many times I watched you two together? The golden couple, making everyone else feel like failures just by existing. He was circling us now, predator-like. Derek had gone still under Sarah's hands. Here's what's going to happen, Tyler said. I'm going to finish what I started, and when the police finally come, I'll be the traumatized survivor, the one who barely escaped when his friends turned on each other. No one will believe that, I said. Won't they? Mark's knife in his own tent. Derek shot with his own flare gun. Your keys in Sarah's pocket. Check if you don't believe me. Sarah's hand went to her pocket automatically. Her face went white as she pulled out my keys. See? Doubt creeps in so easily. That's the beauty of it. 10 years of being the trustworthy one. Who's going to suspect goofy Tyler? He lunged. I shoved Jess aside as the knife whistled past. We went down hard, rolling in the dirt. The knife skittered away. Run! I yelled at the others. But they didn't run. Jess grabbed a rock, brought it down on Tyler's shoulder. He howled, rolled away from me. Tyler caught her by the throat, lifted her off her feet. The queen herself, he hissed. You want to know a secret, Jessica? Nathan applied to colleges across the country, had acceptance letters, was going to leave your ass behind until you got into state too. Jess's eyes found mine, confused, hurt. Let her go, I said. Or what? I didn't think. I just moved. The tackle sent all three of us sprawling. Tyler lost his grip on Jess. We rolled again, fighting for control. Somewhere, Sarah was crying. He's not breathing. Derek's not breathing. Another friend gone. The knife. I saw it just out of reach. Tyler saw it too. We both lunged for it. His fingers closed on the handle first. Game over, he panted, raising the blade. The rock caught him in the temple. Behind him, Jess stood with another rock, ready to swing again. Tyler turned toward her, knife raised, and I grabbed Mark's knife, still sticky with blood. The blade went in easier than I expected, between the ribs, angled up, just like he'd taught me on one of our camping trips. Tyler stopped, looked down at the knife handle protruding from his chest, then at me. Natan? I'm sorry, I said, and I was. He smiled, that same easy smile but sad now. I really did love you guys, he whispered. That's what made it worse. He fell to his knees, then forward. Still. The walk to the road took 3 hours. Sarah and I carried Derek's body. Lisa led the way, silent. Jess hadn't spoken since Tyler fell. A park ranger found us stumbling along the main road. Then police, ambulances, questions. They found Mark's body where we'd left it. Tyler too. Self-defense, they said. A hero, they called me. The investigation revealed Tyler's planning, journal entries going back years, the modified flare gun, maps of the campsite with kill zones marked. Lisa moved back to Ohio. Sarah left for Portland. We text sometimes, surface stuff. Jess and I tried, but every time she looked at me, I saw the question in her eyes. Was Tyler telling the truth? Was I going to leave her? We broke up 6 months later. Tyler broke us. Even dead, he'd won that much. That was 5 years ago. I'm 27 now. Still live in the same town. Mark's parents nod when they see me. Polite, distant. Lisa sends Christmas cards. Married now, 2 kids. She named her son Mark. Her daughter Sarah. After Sarah, who never made it out of surgery that day. Internal bleeding from Tyler's modified flare gun. Jess teaches 3rd grade in Chicago. Engaged to some lawyer. Good for her. And Tyler? Buried in Riverside Cemetery. I visit sometimes. Pour out a beer. Tell him about my empty life. The therapist says survivor's guilt is normal. That I couldn't have known. But I should have known. 10 years of friendship, and none of us saw past Tyler's mask. Easier to have the funny friend who never asked for anything back. Until he did. Until he took everything. I work at an outdoor equipment store now, selling camping gear to bright-eyed families. Stay safe out there, I tell them. The truth is, I'll never know if I could have helped him. If one conversation could have changed things. That's my real punishment. The wondering if somewhere else, Tyler told us how he felt over beers by the fire. And we listened, and everyone lived. But that's not this timeline. You know what's really fucked up? Part of me understands. Not the killing, but the anger The feeling that life is a rigged game and everyone else got the rule book. Because he was right about one thing, I did apply to other colleges. Was going to leave town, leave Jess, start fresh. I wanted to be someone else too. The difference is I chickened out. Tyler didn't. Tyler wasn't a monster, not at first. He was a kid who felt invisible, who smiled when he wanted to scream. He was all of us, on our worst days. Most of us find help, find hope. Tyler found a knife. So if you recognize yourself in Tyler's story, the anger, the resentment, please talk to someone. Because the alternative leaves everyone broken. Trust me, I'm proof of that. I've got Tyler's journal here. One entry, May 15th, 5 days before the trip, had dinner at Nathan's. His mom made that lasagna I love. Nathan asked if I was okay. For a second, I almost told him, I'm drowning and you're all just watching. But then he started talking about the camping trip, how it would be, just like old times. And I realized it would be, me on the outside, looking in. So I smiled, said I was fine. 5 more days of pretending, then I can stop. 5 days later, he killed Mark. 5 days where any of us could have asked again, but we didn't. That's the real horror, not the blood or the dying. It's afterward, carrying the weight of the dead, loving and hating, someone in equal measure, surviving when maybe you shouldn't have, being the final boy in a story that should never have been written. So, do me a favor, check on your friends, the happy ones, the ones always there for everyone else. Check on them twice.
This concludes the recorded testimony of Nathan Wheeler, sole survivor of the Crow's Hollow Massacre. Mr. Wheeler continues to receive therapy for PTSD and survivor's guilt. He has requested that any proceeds from this documentary be donated to mental health services in rural communities. If you or someone you know is struggling with violent thoughts or feelings of isolation, please reach out to the National Crisis Hotline.